Hey guys, and welcome to another Flossy Friday. It is June 25th, and I have a couple of things to show you today. The children, the cats, are in the other room cuddling and just hanging out. And, oh, excuse me, I've been running around all day like a chicken with my head cut off. But everything's good. So this week I've stitched almost every day. Well, I've stitched every single day this week, but I haven't stitched every night. I've like stitched some on certain days, like in the morning or like on lunch break or something like that. So I did take a night or two off from stitching in the evenings, and that's been nice to do lately, just to give myself a mental break, but also I've been a little busy. So, we'll see. Anyways, let's just dive in. I don't have any haul. I do have two that I've been working on. One new start and one that I have kitted. So, let's talk about the one that I have kitted. So I went ahead and I kitted up Heartstring Sampleries Be Thou My Vision, and this is the February Sunday stitches. So the old Ragged Cross was March, this one is February's, and so I went ahead and kitted this up. It's stunning, and I kitted it up in DMC, and she doesn't tell you the DMC equivalent, so I just kind of picked my own stuff, which I do a lot of the time. So the fabric that I picked for this, and this might get started within the next week regardless if the other one gets done or not, I picked 32 count Lugana from Pictureless Plus in Mellow, which is a really nice like modeled. This is like the perfect coloring right here of like, this is what I see. So it's like a nice like darker butter yellow with like a lighter butter color. It's really, really pretty. So the flowers are blue with yellow, and then obviously there's green. My little mountain lion has come to join us, and the text is called for in Concord, and that is a Weeks Dye Works, and it looks purple. It's like a super dark, I know Concord for like grapes, but it's like a super deep eggplant purple. So I picked 29 for that one. So this is gonna be my color palette. I think it's gonna look really nice. I debated. I picked like a more reddish purple, like I was toying with 816, and then I think, is it 924? It's like a more like bright, vivid, dark raspberry type color. I played with that because I'm not the biggest purple fan, which is surprisingly enough because I had to wear a lot of purple in college because my sorority, it was my purple and white was our colors. So I had to wear a fair amount of purple, but I was never a girl that was super into purple. I liked blue more than anything, and I also liked pink, so, and black. Go figure. So anyways, but I decided that, you know, it looked really nice, so I went with 29 because the other like really dark purples with the blue and greens and stuff that I picked out, and with the fabric, they, oh, goodness gracious, I have not been sleeping well the last couple of nights. But they pulled a lot brighter of a purple, and this one seemed to stay more truer to tone. So it was like the darkest one that I could get that would be like a true like deep purple, if that makes sense. Okay, So then what did I start? I started January Sunday Stitches, Amazing Grace, also from Heartstring Samplery. And I wanted to take this one in a little bit of a different direction color-wise. So, again, the called for colors are Weeks and Classic Colorworks. And I wanted to... I've barely yawned all day, and as soon as I turn the camera on. Okay, I wanted to brighten it up a little bit. I've always liked Amazing Grace, but if you've been around for a while, I've talked about it a few times here and there, but I had a year... Stella, what are you doing? Stella, what are you doing? I don't know what she's looking at, but she does that all the time. She just jumps up on the windows, and I'm so sorry for shaking this so much. Anyways, I always have loved Amazing Grace, but if you didn't know about, it's not even about, 15 years ago, between November 2006 to March of 2008, I had 18 people die in my life. 15 of them were family members, including my mom, both of her parents. And then there was stuff that happened afterwards with my mom's brothers, which is why I don't have a relationship with them. So, just things. And Amazing Grace was played at every funeral. And I understand why, but I had been to funerals as a kid a couple of times, but I guess it just never clicked in my head that Amazing Grace was always played. So I always still really thought of it like as like a deep thought-provoking song, but also not associated with sadness and death. Anyways, so that year and a half of my life, it started being associated with sadness and death and things like that. And I used to not cry whenever I would hear Amazing Grace, and now I can't not cry whenever I hear Amazing Grace. And so it's just one of those things. So what I wanted to do, the colors on this called for are like darker and richer. And so what I did instead was I used a darker fabric. Goodness gracious. I used a darker fabric, but I lightened up the thread colors a lot because I want to redefine Amazing Grace for myself. And I don't want to look at the words of that hymn and think sadness and death. I want to find the happiness, or maybe not necessarily happiness, but I want to find joy in hearing the song again, if that makes any sense. So, what did I do and what colors did I pick? I just picked some DMCs, and I'm doing it on Picture This Plus. I'm doing it on Picture This Plus 32 count. I almost said 16 count Lugana. 32 count Lugana on Simprium. I never know if I'm saying that right, but it's like darker. It has the green and pink in it. So it's kind of, that's more true. So you can see the green in here. You can see the pink in here. And it's like a green undertoned gold. And so I wanted to pick, you know, like a pink that could play off the pink that's in the fabric, green that's like plays off of in the fabric. And then I kept the text as a gray, but I did more of like a gray blue base rather than the like stark gray that it called for. So that got a start. All right, so now on to the other things that I worked on. So I was trying to get a page finish, which didn't happen. But that's okay because we made some progress. So this is my Bygone Stitches One Nation. And so this whole line is now done except for the border. So every stripe of the flag has a border. So I have to do the border, but all the words and the length is done. So I started going up because from about here up is a page. So so it's just like a chunk. So I was trying to fill in the length this way and work my way in on each one, but I was doing like a strand each color to get the height of it basically. And so I'm going to work on that page and then I'll work my way this way. And so yeah, I still have a lot to go on this. This is on 18 count Picture This Plus Murky. And it's a fantastic stitch. I really like working on this. The state names go faster than they feel like they do, but they really do. Honestly, the longest part is it's just massive. It's just massive. But if you don't know, this eventually will look like the American flag. But each stripe has all 50 states in the order that they came into the Union. So it's really cool. And so we have so far Louisiana, Indiana, Mississippi, Illinois, and Ohio. And I believe right here will be Rhode Island, New York, one of the Carolinas, Massachusetts, and then New Jersey is at the very top. So very excited for that. I did see somebody do this though. They changed the color of their state's name. So Texas is like, it's gonna be about like right here actually, well maybe like right here, because there's one stripe and then Texas is the first state on the second full stripe below the stars. And so I'm thinking about doing Texas in the red, white, and blue thread that I'm using. It's called Old Glory by Weeks Dye Works. So the colors that I'm using in this, the red, white, and blue that I'm doing for the stars, just because I thought it would be like really like quirky, is Old, I think it is called Old Flag. Oh, Old Glory. Old Glory by Weeks Dye Works. And then the blue is just Navy by Weeks Dye Works. The off-white cream is Angel Hair by Weeks Dye Works. And then the red is Crab Cakes from Gentle Art. So really, really like that. And then I also got some work in on my Mirabilia. So I'm just continuing working on the flag. So I know that all of this was added, but some of this also was, but it may be hard to like see what all was added. But I'm slowly working on the red and the white of the flag. So this is kind of like the border of it coming up to her hand. This is where the crook of her elbow is. So it comes like this. So I have all of this area to do. And then there's a little bit more as it goes up into the stars with the blue. So I'm going to be working on that a lot more because I'm really, really enjoying it. I love the changes that I'm making to it, and so I just want to keep on working on it. But throwing in some of these like small ones here and there. Also, so just so that way you know, and I don't remember what day of the week it is on, there may not be there may not be a regular Flossy Friday next week because it will be July 2nd. So what I want to do, instead of doing a video on July 1st and a video on July 2nd, I'm just going to put out a video on July 2nd. It's not going to be this week's update. You'll basically get a 2-week update the next week on the 8th, I believe. So next Friday, I'm going to do another chopping block episode of my whips because there are some, and there's definitely one that will be very shocking to many, I think, that are gonna go. Not sorry about it. I have not filmed it yet. I will film it sometime next week. So that's why I said, like, you'll get kind of an update on some of these, but you won't get like a full update. But I'm going to pull out my bins that my whips are in. And some of them there isn't actual like whips in the project bag. They're a part of a series that I'm in the middle of, which we've talked about before. So I'm going to pull out all that. We're going to talk about some of them. Some of them are definitely going, and I know one of them will probably shock a fair amount of people, and that's okay. But our styles change, our opinions change, and what we want to spend our time working on and fill our house with also changes, and that's okay. So next Friday, be prepared for a chopping block video. I'm really excited for it, mostly because I've just been wanting to declutter some of these and just get rid of them, but I also was like, no, you need to wait and film it, but I've been wanting to do it. So, anyways, that's going to be next week. So, like, a true update on these guys won't happen for 2 weeks. So, get prepared, get excited for that, and I will see y'all for a true Flossy Friday update in 2 weeks. Bye, guys.